Welcome to this series on reading music. This video contains the final lesson of 5. In this lesson, we will take a look at repeats and endings, then wrap up the series. In the first video of this series, we gave an introduction about the sorts of things that can be found in sheet music and reassured you that you don't need to know it all to get some use out of it. We identified 9 basic concepts that we think will help you leap ahead in your ability to get benefit from printed music. Then we talked about the first of those 9 concepts, notes, rests, and their values. In the second video, we discussed time signatures and bars. Then we talked about how to integrate learnings from the first 3 of the 9 basic topics. In the third lesson, we covered the next 2 of our 9 basic topics. We saw what it means when we say that notes go up and down by steps or by skips. Then we explored whole and half steps, referring to a piano keyboard. The fourth lesson focused on the staff and combining staves into systems, ties and slurs, and the whole arena of lyrics and verses. We'll continue to build on those concepts in this video, so if you haven't watched those yet, I would encourage you to do so before you watch this one. Often, when you have multiple verses, or even when you don't, some of the music is repeated. There's a special symbol with a heavy line and a light line with 2 dots beside them that indicates that you're supposed to go back and sing a passage again. There's another symbol, which is exactly the same thing except reversed, that is called a forward repeat symbol. When you first run into one of these forward repeat symbols, you ignore it, or rather you make a mental note of where it is in the score, but just keep singing. When you get to a repeat symbol, that is the backwards one, you jump backwards in the music to the first forward repeat sign you find and repeat from there. If there isn't any forward repeat symbol, you go all the way back to the beginning of the piece. I think an example will help here. Here's an example. You're singing along and get to bar 22. It doesn't have a number, but 21 you see, and then 22. Where there's a forward repeat sign. You ignore it and just keep going. You keep singing until you get to the repeat symbol at the end of bar 28. Note that bar 28 doesn't have its own number, but you can count bars from 25 to figure out its number. 25, 26, 27, 28. When you get to that repeat symbol, you jump back to bar 22, where the forward repeat symbol is, and you sing that whole passage again. Usually, you'll just repeat once, but that's up to the director. Notice how the 2 dots of both the repeat and the forward repeat symbols are inside the passage to be repeated. That's an easy way to remember which is back and which is forward. Lots of times, although you repeat a passage, the last bar or 2 will be different the second time you sing it. The composer could choose not to use a repeat and just write the whole passage out again, but then the sheet music will be longer and possibly more confusing. And it's hardly worthwhile when it's just a few notes difference. So instead, we have multiple endings for a repeated passage. You'll see a little box above one or more bars with a little number in it. The first ending, as it's called, will have a repeat symbol, as you can see that's pointed to there. When you get to the repeat symbol, this indicates, as always, that you should go backwards to the forward repeat symbol and sing the passage again. But when you get back to the first ending, marked by the box with a 1 in it, you completely skip that ending, and you jump to the second ending, the box with the little 2 in it. This one usually won't have a repeat symbol, so you just go on from there to the next bar. We've come to the end of the 9 basic concepts that we intended to cover in this video series. Are you feeling confused, overwhelmed? I wouldn't be surprised. It's a lot to learn in a very quick overview. And what we covered were only the most common interpretations of a small part of the phenomenal amount of information that sheet music can convey. But there's lots of good news. You've probably picked up a thing or two, and whatever it is, it will probably help you to understand that sheet of music better than you did before. Number 2, this is a video series, and the videos are available anytime, so you can come back and review it if you feel like you're ready to learn some more. And number 3, if you manage to get through these videos without learning a single thing, that's still fine. You don't really need to know any of it to be a good singer. I find the ability to read music makes singing more enjoyable, and I hope you find that too. I continue to learn things about it all the time, and I don't think I'll ever get it all. But if we all stay in a learning mode, we'll continue to improve to the best of our abilities, and that's what's important. Bye for now, and keep singing. Thanks for watching this 5th and final lesson of 5 on reading music. Be sure to check out the rest of the series.